Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. We say happy Sunday, and not only that, I hope everybody has had a good weekend. I've enjoyed myself so far, no complaints. But I just wanted to come on today and talk from the subject of the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. And yeah, that's a very, very powerful statement, uh, and that's a statement that will stand the test of time, as they say. And the reason why I will say that is because when you're dealing with truth in of itself is very liberating. It's very liberating. It's very freeing. And also with truth is upsetting sometimes. And the reason why truth is upsetting is because those who have truth is upsetting because it disrupts. Sometimes it disrupts the reality that a lot of people have been dealing with. It disrupts a reality, and that disruption of that reality is what causes an emotional response from a lot of people. And that emotional response is typically a negative response to the truth being presented because it disrupts a reality that some people have grown accustomed to believing, grown accustomed to operating as and accepting. So when the truth is presented and it disrupts that reality, it causes a negative or reaction or an emotional response from a lot of people. But the reality is truth will set you free. And one thing I wanted to say about that too is not only speaking on the truth will set you free, but the truth in of itself doesn't hurt. There's a saying all the time that people say, and I spoke about it multiple times before, where people say the saying the truth hurts. The truth in of itself don't hurt. What actually hurts is the reality, coming to the reality that you have been believing or accepting something as believing a lie or accepting something to be true that wasn't. That is what hurt. And when we present the saying as if we try negative connotation to truth, then people tend to avoid truth. And what they like to do is they would, like to stay in the comfort of the distorted reality that they operate in. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about as far as with truth is, there's, and I want to present this as well. I wanted to say, and I wanted to be transparent about it is, truth doesn't care about what source that it comes from. I'm weary of somebody who they always want to act as if they are the sole source of truth, or they want somebody to respect them and take their word for what they say as truth. And the reason why I say that I take issue with that is because we are all flawed as human beings. And you being flawed as a human being doesn't negate or discredit you from providing truth. But it does say something about an individual who feels as if they are the only person that can provide some truth, that can provide facts, that can provide clarity, right? The reason why I'm saying the truth will set you free is because a lot of things that have been going on in the community back home or just throughout the world, you can see that truth is not really tied to it. What is tied to a lot of these things, when you sit down, you peel the onion back, it is really tied to people attempt to be manipulative. People attempt to gain and maintain control for they can be their own serve their own self-serving interests. And when you sit down and you look at it and you do an assessment of it, right, you will begin to see and really can see those who stand for truth, those who stand for righteousness, or those who stand for let me try to get in so I can get something out of it and do things from a self-serving perspective. And that's a reality of it. That's a reality that's frustrating for a lot of people. That's a reality that is causing a lot of discomfort for people with the revelation of a lot of things that's been going on that a lot of people spoke about behind closed doors. A lot of rumor mills been going on. But when somebody comes and they provide the actual facts behind it that people can see, then there's a negative reaction to it. And the negative reaction to it is a natural reaction for those who are uncomfortable with the truth. That's really what it is. And it's okay. That is okay. But the thing is, just because you're uncomfortable with it, just because it makes you upset, just because you don't like what is being presented, that doesn't change the validity of the truth. Just because you don't like who says it or what source it's coming from doesn't change the validity of the truth. Right. And and the reality is you have to make a decision for yourself. Am I going to be about truth and righteousness, or I'm just going to go along with the same old, same old? Right. And that's just a reality for what it is. You know, we have been manipulated for so long that we feel like if somebody don't, and this is what's really kind of crazy, is it's to the point where, you know, y'all see I got my outsider shirt on, right? If y'all want one, reach out to me. But you can see being an outsider, being somewhere, and you're an outsider and you leave. And then when you come back, it's easy to see. It's easier to see where things have the changes, either the changes that were made for a positive or the changes that were made for a negative, right? Or stagnation. And the thing that I've been advocating for, the things that I've been talking about, the things that I've been providing information for are things to open people's eyes so they can see for themselves and research themselves. Because one thing I hate when people be like, oh man, just do your research. Okay, what sources did you research? Where did you get your information from? And the reason why I consistently provide it, the reason why I take the time and effort to provide it, so people can see for themselves and come up with an opinion for themselves by assessing facts, not emotions, not an opinion, but looking at what the actual facts say and come up with a determination for themselves to accept it, to accept the reality of the truth. Because most of these folks that I'm talking about, most of these folks that I'm speaking on, most of these things that we're dealing with, especially in the Black Belt, back home in Perry County, or throughout the Black Belt, and I'm just specifically targeting the Black Belt. But it is evident across the world. The people that are upset about the truth being exposed are the people that have benefited from the corruption, that have benefited from the dysfunction in some type of way. That is 100% what it is. I'm just being honest with you, 100%. And a lot of people are afraid and frustrated because information is being provided that is really open source information, but they don't want to be tagged as if they don't want to be seen or tagged, or they are afraid that maybe they may be exposed to what is going on. Because I want to inform people of this, right? I am all about making things better for the community. I have always been about finding truth and exposing the truth so that people can see it. This is not nothing personal. This has nothing to do with agenda. This is 100% about that, right? And I want to inform the people, right? I want to let people know, if you was complicit in anything wrongdoing and the truth comes out, just because I like you, just because I have respect for you, just because you know, there may be a relationship in some type of way, that doesn't mean that it won't be shared. Because we can't be just about trying to get somebody else. And why am I saying that? Robert, why are you saying it? Particularly in Perry County. It is clearly known and is widespread known, not just with rumor, but facts. Albert Fitzgerald Turner, is a major problem in Perry County. He's been on the Perry County Commission for 25 years, and there's been a laundry list of things that I have spelled out with facts that people can see that he's a problem. Newsflash though, he is not the only problem in Perry County. There's a lot of people that have been complicit to the conditions and of our infrastructure, the conditions of our road, the conditions of no improvement and degradation in Perry County. A lot more people who have been quiet, who haven't said anything because they're hoping nobody turns the spotlight on them. And they know who they are. Many of them watch my posts and don't say anything, but they watching my posts. But this is not about, the whole thing is not about calling people out. That's not what it's about. It's about doing what's right. And many people know that they haven't done right. They know they haven't done right. They know that they've been operating in gray areas. They know that they've done things to benefit themselves. And now, you know, a lot of people like the spotlight being on Albert, which it rightfully needs to be. But I do want to tell people this, man. It's not just a one-person show. Because a lot of this stuff, other people was complicit. Right? When people understand government, when we understand how government works, when we understand how things work, specifically on the county commission, specifically how Perry County Commission is set up, they have 5 commissioners. In order for something to be passed or done, there has to be a majority vote, a 3-2 vote. Now, Albert is one. Who has been the other 2 people that has consistently over the last few years that has voted with Albert on a lot of this buffoonery? And you got to ask yourself that. And if you go back and look, you will see Tony Long, and you will see Tony Long, and you will see Brent Harrison has been complicit with a lot of this stuff that was going on. You will see it, right? And a reason why am I bringing it up? Because Brent Harrison has been on the Perry County Commission for 23, going on 24 years since 2002. Albert Turner been on there since 2000. Tony Long just announced his re-election campaign. He's been on there, if I'm not mistaken, since he came out of the seat as mayor in November of 2017, or probably even later. But that's 9 years. And Tony Long was the mayor of Marion prior to Dexter getting in. Now, I do want to say this, and I'm being honest about it, right? I'm not saying that the current conditions of the water infrastructure in Marion is any fault of the former mayor Tony Long, but I do place some blame on him not addressing the infrastructure issues as he would when he was the mayor of Marion, to the way that where it mitigated a lot of these issues now. That doesn't dissolve the current administration for their lack of effort, their lack of actually putting together plans to actually fix the issue. And those right there are facts, right? And for too long, especially in Perry County, there are far too many people who are afraid of retaliation or somebody doing something. Why is that? Like, why do we have that? And then we go around. You know, when I say certain stuff like Perry County is the second poorest county in the state, Perry County has the highest unemployment rate in the state. Perry County is the 23rd poorest county in the nation. When I share those facts, when I show those facts, people think I'm trying to be negative. No, I'm not. Those are facts. Those are the truth, right? And I said before, the truth the truth will set you free. Those are the facts. Those are not something somebody trying to belittle, something trying to put down. No, I'm speaking. Those are facts. The reality of where we at. How did we get there? Who were our leaders in place that led to us getting there? And we got a lot of leaders who have been in that place, who are still advocating to be in there, and nobody has held them accountable for why we are where we at right now. Why are we where we at right now? You know, and that's a question that many people don't like to have. And so that some people would say, oh, well, that's just being negative, right? And I'm just being honest. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid. And I'm just going to flat out say it. A lot of people are afraid because they feel that if they make a complaint or if they file a police report, file a complaint for something, that certain people will be protected. And there's other certain people in the community, elected officials in the community, would not do the call of their job to protect certain family members or to protect friends and family. That's why a lot of people feel that way. And to tell you why I know that, because I recently dealt with doing the right thing. I recently dealt with going to the sheriff department and driving 7 hours from Georgia to Alabama to go to the sheriff department and make a police report, to get a police report for a threat communicated against me. Not only did I do that, I did screenshots. Not only of the screenshots, I provided detailed information with time and date standards behind it so that people can understand and see what was going on. To provide a clear, what we call 5W details, so that those that dealing with law enforcement, you know, on this date, at this time, at this location, this was said. Not only that, I typed up a full report. Not only that, I converted it over into PDF. Not only that, I got witnesses and provided witnesses with their contact information. And I sent that information to the the DA's office at the courthouse. I sent the email to the district attorney and the assistant district attorney. And what I got a response the next day that basically said they typically don't do investigation. Now, based off of what I'm familiar with, and maybe somebody can help me out, that is in law enforcement, if you already have a police report, if you already have not only a police report, but if you already have screenshots of the threat, if you already have detailed information of what happened behind it, and I even provided screenshots of text messages that I communicated with the individual to confirm if they're making a threat and to let them know I don't take kindly to threats because I'm not going to be intimidated by those threats. And then you provide witnesses with their contact information, their name, their phone number, and email address, and you send it to the district attorney. And what they do, they email you back and say they basically typically don't do investigations, and I should send it to a state entity that does investigative work, and gave me the link to go to the Alabama Ethics Committee. That's why I've been doing. I did that in December, right? But then turn around, the same individuals throw little slick shots as an elected official. And then this is the other thing, and I'm just going to be transparent and honest about it, right? These are the things that frustrate me. If you're going to stand on business, right? Because there's one thing that I've done is I've been truthful. I've been transparent. I ain't play no games, this, that, and the third. I've been a voice of righteousness and standing for righteousness and what's right in the community. How would you all feel? How would you feel if you talk to the same person who is an elected official, the top law enforcement officer in the county, and that person tells you out their mouth when they see you, when they saw me at the game, at the Francis and Hatch game, and the individual told me, man, keep doing what you're doing. Community need what you're doing. And then turn around a few days later, that happens. Now, that's why a lot of people feel it the way that they feel in Perry County. And I wasn't going to speak on it, but I felt led to speak on it. Why? Because I want people to see the truth. Because everybody like to paint a picture, but they ain't gonna tell you what they did. They ain't gonna tell you their side of it. They ain't gonna tell you how they was complicit with a lot of this stuff. They're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna speak on that. The only thing they're gonna do is they're gonna speak from their biases. They're gonna speak from their biases. That's what they're gonna do. At the end of the day, ain't none of this is about stirring up no trouble, stirring up no mess. No, at the end of the day, the people should have trust in the system, trust in their elected official, trust in their government. They should have that, period. They should have that. And I don't care about if you like somebody or whatever. Just stand on business and be a stand-up person about it. Don't try to throw no God in there, because God ain't got a part of none of this. God is a God of order. God is a God of accountability. God is a God of integrity. Right? Just say what it is. Like it's for too long. If you don't like me, I really would appreciate if you just disconnect from me. I don't have nothing personal against you. I don't have nothing personal against you. But if you don't like me, then just say that. Like, I'm being honest with you. For the people that don't know, the people that don't know, because a lot of people don't know me. They know of me when I was a little kid or whatever. Especially when it comes to my sister and I, me and my sister Portia. And I'm speaking on Portia, right? For those that are close around us, I'm the person to tell Portia to go kick rocks in a minute. I am. And I love my sister. I love her, right? But that still don't mean that I don't hold her accountable. That still don't mean that she'll come and tell me what she disagree with me with. Right? So I just tell people, I just tell people that so people can really understand. At the end of the day, aren't we looking at the conditions of where the county is at? When you drive around Marion, driving around Uniontown, driving on these county roads, driving around and seeing all of this stuff, that doesn't bother you? Like, honestly, like, we got to sit around. That's not normal. If you go to other places, yeah, it's going to be, I'm not talking about everything being brand new. I understand that. But what we deal with is not normal. There's no transparency. There's just people that lie all of the time, and we got folks in the community that defended it, and they know they lie. And you know what's funny about all of that? Let me tell you what's funny about all of that. The thing that's funny about all of that is it is a track record for those same individuals to use people to do dirty work for them and then turn around and throw these people under the bus. Do y'all remember Officer Essex back during the election, the last prior to this one, the last mayoral election? There was two officers. One had went to Greensboro. I got the article from the Greensboro Times, but there was an article where Officer Essex and there was another guy. It was two officers. I think one of them, Jeter, I think, allegedly used the police system to get some information about Dexter Hinton so that Albert could post that to try to, because Albert supported Reverend Hughes, who was running for mayor. Albert allegedly got them to get some information out of the system. Jeter, yes, got some information out of the system to try to smear the current mayor, who they are guess buddies not right now. But do y'all see that? And then Albert was a witness against them in the case, because the paperwork said he was a witness to the Secretary of State, the Attorney General, Steve Marshall. How you gonna have somebody do something to get some dirt on it to work in your favor? Because Albert, you got it. They sued and all of that stuff. It still didn't work out for them. But you do all of that and then turn around when these folks lose their livelihood. Folks that lose their livelihood, but you still stay on where you stay on. But then you don't say nothing. Then they got to change their whole life because you come to them to ask them to do your favor to serve your own good. Right? But you're a leader of vision, of leadership and integrity, right? They want people to keep Big AR working for you, right? But when I talk about it, folks get mad. That's crazy, man. It's folks that have lost their jobs because they was allegedly stealing, working up with the same people, but then they lose their job and then they mad and mad about what I'm talking about. Y'all see that? Like I said, crazy work. Crazy work. And the sad thing is, I'm going to tell you the reason why I continue to advocate, continue to speak, and continue to be consistent with it. Because they're hoping that things die out and things get quiet. They're hoping that things die out and things get quiet. But the people need to look at, I'm telling you right now, if you are running for political office, and Albert Turner tries to back you, I would tell you this. I would scream from the mountaintop, I have no dealings with this individual. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you win and Albert is behind you and they come in and they look at, cause we already know what his support and resources mean. Allegedly. I'm telling you right now, that's not a good thing. I would stand far away. Because anything, the record shows, anything that he does to help people get in office, he expect them to bend the knee and kiss his hand. And I want elected officials that will stand on their own 2 feet. And if y'all see anybody that stand up to him, he either try to go through the courts, he try to do all of this other stuff. But then when somebody come to him and hold him accountable, now he want to play like, now he throw rocks and hide his hand and try to enlist other people to do dirty work and spread rumors about people, families and all that, but won't say nothing to the person's face. Won't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this stuff. This stuff is crazy, man. This stuff is crazy. And the people should be tired of it. The people should be tired. That's the thing. That's the most alarming thing. The thing with me is, and it's crazy. Look, where I'm at, I ain't got to worry about my water good. I ain't got to worry about my trash not getting picked up. I don't have to worry about no infrastructure issues at all. None whatsoever. My internet good. You know, there's resources. I got, like I said, we got, where I'm at in Hinesville, we got 2 neighborhood Walmarts, a Walmart Supercenter. They just built the Kroger, opened up last month. Not a Kroger, but a Publix. We got a Kroger's and we got a Food Line. That's all in the town where I'm at. I'm not living in a food desert. We got, and it's only 30,000 people, town. It's not a large town, but there's a lot of, I'm just telling people, I don't have to deal with that. Right. And the thing is, it's folks that's right here in Perry County that can't even take baths every day because of the quality of water. And you mad because I'm talking and you mad because I'm posting facts. You mad because I go live and I raise an awareness about what's going on, conditions that you dealing with? Like, just make that make sense. I'm really trying to understand that. What is it that you mad about? Are you mad that I'm telling the truth, or are you mad that I'm really talking about the truth is exposing the lack of effort or the lack of integrity that those that you elected officials you supported, they're the ones that the cause of the problem. But because you like them and they family, then now that's your issue. If that's your issue, then your issue lacks merit, right? But when somebody's showing facts, right? For example, Marion got an extension that the mayor only said during the city council meeting. He didn't even announce it to the city that they missed the deadline of the 22nd of December and got an extension to the 21st of January. Right? So you hadn't heard anything from that. And this for the fiscal sustainability plan that they supposed to submit it, that they had 2 years to do. Since October of 2023, they've known to do this. And they still hadn't had it done. And the Alabama Department of Environmental Management, gave them $170,000 to do the audits that they needed for it. And they had 2 years to do it, and they missed the deadline. Right? And I just want people to just think about it. But y'all mad at me. But you ain't saying nothing. Hey, man, we was without water right before Thanksgiving for like 4-5 days. That community, other people in the community brought pallets of water for us and gave us water. You know, there's people right now that supported Dexter in the election, and they tired of buying water. This is the same mayor that didn't do nothing before. Right? And this is crazy, man. This right here is crazy. When I say crazy, crazy work. Crazy work. You know, and I just want people to sit down and ask yourself that. Right? Because I know a lot of people watch. Man, there's a lot of people watch. But they don't want to come on the live because they don't want their name to pop up. Right? But they watch it because they want to know what is being said. The only thing that's being said is nothing ever personal. And things that can be like factual things. And like I said before, if I misspoke on something, provide me the information, right? And I will tell people. I will come back on and tell people where I misspoke. I did it the other day when I went live in Marion, that I misspoke about the $60,000. I thought it was spent on the Barnett King Center, but it wasn't. It was $60,000 that was spent for the temporary buildings that they use for voting. But it's certain things, man. Do y'all know? If I wish y'all, for those people that mad at me, I think Miss Florence Parker, if I'm saying it right, I thank her for going and taking those pictures and videos of the Barnett King Center. Y'all go down there and look. Go down there and look for yourself. Go down there and look for yourself. And you tell me if that's building even worth sending people in, to send voters in, to have people in there working with mold. How mold is going to be eliminated when the windows are cracked and certain windows are busted up out there? How is that? Y'all see what I'm saying? But you want to send people in there. And I got something coming to show you why. I got something coming to show the people just the real motives behind it. And people will see just how much Albert Fitzgerald Turner, how his motives is to always screw people and all of it about being vindictive and getting back at people. See, I was telling you, man, that's the whole thing. You know, the thing about it is this, man. You know, some people are used to that tactic. Some people feel like hurling insults. You know, they said there's a saying, what was meant for evil, God meant for good. All right. Y'all know Albert tried to call me an outsider. And y'all see my outsider shirt, right? Y'all see it? Now, for those that want some, like, you can reach out to me, inbox me, and I can get you an outsider shirt. Right? I mean, it's too easy. Right? Play with somebody else, man. Just stop being so vindictive, stop being so petty, and do your job while taking care of the people. And the reason why you advocating so much to stay in is because you're afraid of what somebody going to expose when they get in there. But the problem is, they ain't got to be in there to expose it. Because the thing is, when somebody lies so much, they don't even know that they lied. So they don't even know what they need to go back to change. It's so much stuff, man. It's so much stuff. Like, and this, yeah, I ain't make no post today, but I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys, right? And I will back it up with facts. November 2024, Albert made a post on his page. And in that post, he was basically saying about, this was right. So I'm going to let y'all know this right before, and for people, this is to give people some background. Prior to the end of roundabout, I would say November, you got October, September, August, roundabout July of 2024, the Perry County Commission voted. At the time, it was Commissioner Long, Commissioner Harrison, Commissioner Turner, Commissioner Eaton, and Commissioner Hudson. They voted to vote Albert out as the chairman. Albert had a tantrum. In his tantrum, Albert didn't even go to the last 3 county commission meetings. He didn't. And what Albert did was he was advocating for Barbara Howes and Carlton Lewis at that time, right? Yeah, you're right, Derek. So when I come home, he might have to bathe in the Cahaba River just because of greed and incompetence. Yes. But back to that, and that time when Albert was voted out, Albert had a tantrum and didn't show up as the chairman. During that time, the commission, the Perry County Commission, found that they had some bank accounts over in Utah, Alabama, that was open, that wasn't approved to be opened by the county commission by Albert Turner, that had $215,000 in there. $215,000 in an account that nobody on the council knew about, and nobody on the council approved it to be open. But Albert opened it and put the money in there. So when at the time when Commissioner Harrison was the chairman, after he got voted out, he went over there to try to get the information from the Utah Bank. Right. So when Barbara Howes and Carlton Lewis got in office and they voted again, they voted to put Albert back as chairman. A few weeks after that, or like the next week, Albert made this post about how they moving the money back and how the administration lied about him and they fabricated it was this and third. My thing was, and during the comments, I'm gonna share everything. Because this was in 2024, and everybody will see when I share this that I have been consistent going at calling for accountability for those who wants to claim, i.e. Albert Turner. The only reason why I'm doing this is because of my sister, and you guys will see that this was over a year ago in November of 2024 that my call to account has been consistent. It ain't been nothing that fabricated. So I can advocate on me being consistent in my effort. I can't advocate on nobody else. But $215,000 of a bank account that was open, that wasn't even approved by the county commission. Just think about that. And then Albert had a temper tantrum and didn't even come to the meeting. But then in the comments, he want to come back in the comments and want to talk about, well, my district and the people I supported. Who did I support in that commission race? Like I told you, it's funny. It's crazy work. The only politician that I've ever endorsed is my sister Portia when she ran for Senate and when she ran for mayor. Nobody else have I ever publicly supported. Just telling people that. As the host of the Black Bet Experience, we extend an invitation to everybody to come on, including Albert. But Albert gave that lame excuse on he needed a handwritten letter to invite him on, and based off of the commissioner's schedule, he may not be able to come. Man, sit down with that foolishness. It was 2021. You think I'm finna write you a letter to invite you to come on the show that you watch anyway? We know you watch it. We know you followed the page because you liked a post that I made the other day. So why you try to act like that? That's crazy work, man. But you moved $200,000. Why did you do that? Oh, we couldn't combine funds and one account with the funds and the other. All of that foolishness. All of that foolishness. And some other stuff. And here's some other posts that he made about Perry County getting 41 different bank accounts. You know, you sitting around, okay, listen, I understand about what we call colors of money, because I know you're going to try to act like that. I understand different colors of money. I understand that how certain money can't go with certain other money. They had to be separate. I understand that. Right? You're talking to somebody who got 26 years of experience in the military, who dealt with budgets, right? Who dealt with procurement and all that stuff. You know, that's why I said, man, you need to learn about what some people know before you try to throw slick insults. But at the same point, you just lie all the time. And for everybody, I want everybody that's watching this, I want y'all to just know this fact. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. For the over 2 months, going on 3 months, I've been consistently posting. Not one time has Albert Turner came back with any factual information that said that I was lying. Not once. Not once. Now, he says that I'm not important enough to have the council to move, but it's funny. Like I said before, I just went over there to Cedar Bluff Road. They still ain't done that yet. They put them signs up after I made a video and talked about it. I have to say this, right? Since I'm not important enough, I have to say it's just coincidentally that after almost 570 days after he said he was going to do something, it was 565 days between when Albert promised that he was going to get funding for the lights at Francis, and I make my post, and then 12 days later, he make his post about the lights getting put up. Y'all see what I'm saying? And my thing is not about me personally, but this is 100% about doing the right thing for the community, and not only doing the right thing for the community, but at least making an attempt to do what you say do and not try to politicize it and make it and get the optics of it. That's just what it is. But man, I'm finna get ready to go enjoy some time with my nephew. Man, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. And you know, I just want to let people know, right, at the end of the day, the truth will set you free. And the reality is, people don't like change who had a sense of privilege in the chaos that was before, in the dysfunction that was before. Those are the people that will fight against change. Those are the people that will fight against change. And at the end of the day, right, if you're providing facts, right, not emotions, but facts, and dealing with facts and truth, right, because the reality is there's a lot of people that know what's been going on. And my goal and my prayer, right, is that the people are able to see and make a decision for themselves. And the question that I would ponder to you is, if these people truly care so much about you, if these people truly care so much about representing you, if these people truly care so much about the things that you do, the question that I ask you is, how much have they made sure that they educated you on processes? How much did they educate you on the things that you needed to do or information that you need to know? Right? You know, I just came across some information and I just wanted to share, and I shared it last night. You know, a convicted felon generally can't be a notary public. And I shared what Alabama law said. And I shared, not only I shared it about what disqualifies them and what may qualify them. I shared that information so people can see. Right? So people can see. And I even shared that if you have a felon and it was expunged, then an expungement means that that felon never existed. So if that's the case, then that person can be there. Right? But that's the information that I want the community to know, so you can see what Alabama law said, what the actual law said. Right? And when people see that, I'm telling you, black and white is good. Black and white is good. But more importantly, is how you uphold it and how you treat people and how you operate in the position that you're in. You ain't going to do everybody like, I got it. But at the same point, you should be responsible and respectful to the point to where you're doing what you need to do. Man, I hope you guys have a great and blessed day, and I'll talk to you later.